we're here. We're here. It's going everywhere. Good morning, everyone, and welcome back to the channel, and welcome to Shijo Omiya Station here in Kyoto. This is an amazing station. Look at this platform that I'm standing on. I think it must be about 5 foot wide. I don't think it's any wider than that. It's a really beautiful out the front of the station as well. It looks like it's going to be a big station, and then you step inside and it's absolutely tiny. We're here this morning getting a train over to Arashiyama, which is one of my favorite stations in the whole entire world. Not for number of trains, but for beauty. The station is absolutely beautiful, and the little train that runs there is just gorgeous. So that's what we're doing today, is taking that train over to that station and looking around Arashiyama, which is actually Liam's favorite place in the whole entire world. It's one of my favorite places as well. There's a couple of temples there that we want to go look at. There's the bamboo forest that we'll 100% go and see. I think every time I come to Kyoto, I always go to the bamboo forest. And we're going to take a little journey just outside of Arashiyama to a temple which has got a lot of moss. I know we've seen a lot of moss whilst we've been here, but there's a few other cool things about that temple as well. Train's going now. We're gonna get on this now. I think we tap in when we get onto the train, because there's no barriers here, so we haven't tapped in using our speaker yet, or maybe we just tap when we get out. Anyway, we'll find out, but let's get on the train. Get your baggage transported here, and they speak English, or they have English information. That's cool. It is really wet today. It's predicted to be light rain for the entire day, which is actually quite rare for winter, which is a little bit unfortunate, but sorry, I'm walking upstairs again. But my favourite thing to do when it is raining, especially in Kyoto, is to find a temple which is very mossy, because moss comes out when it rains. This temple that we've come to is called Otogi Nembutsuji. Pretty sure I got that right. And it's a temple which has a famous Buddha Vista statue that we're probably not going to be able to show you because we can't usually take pictures of Buddha statues. And apparently the Buddha Vista is uneven, so one side represents strictness and the other one represents... can't remember. The more famous thing though recently is that this temple has been ravaged by typhoons and other natural disasters over and over again, and so people have been looking after it in recent years. And one of the things that they've done is, there's one particular guy who's been looking after it, as they've started to create little stone statues everywhere. These little stone statues are created by the public under the guidance of this bloke, and they're just dotted all over the place, covered in moss, and protecting the temple. So I think the temple was originally famous for the Buddha and the history, but now more so for these statues which are lined everywhere, created by the people. It's really cool. Let's go take a look. Bells. I don't think I've seen 3 bells. That's really quite unique. Cool. The facial expressions of these seem to be up to the sculptor. So some of them are praying because they're going to be at a temple, or they are at a temple, and some others are having a bit more fun, smiling, laughing, or doing some other things. That's really cool. All of these seem to have inscriptions on the back. I think they're names of the people who sculpted them. Yeah, of course. Oh, which is pretty cool. That was amazing. To get to that temple, you can go to Arashiyama or Saga Arashiyama station and catch a bus. I know that the bus definitely goes from directly outside Arashiyama station that we went to today, but I don't know whether it goes from Saga Arashiyama. I'm sure there's a bus that comes up here. The only thing to be warned about is it's incredibly infrequent. The bus is incredibly infrequent. We managed to get it. If we missed it, and we were close to missing it, it would have been another 55 minutes until the next bus. So there's also quite infrequent going down, so we're walking back down now instead of waiting 40 minutes for the return bus. If you get stuck and there's a long wait for the bus, I would do something in Arashiyama to pass the time and then get the bus up and then walk down like we're doing. Makes more sense to walk down a mountain than to walk up it. We walked from Otagi Nenbutsuji, I'm pretty sure that was where we were, to this temple here, which is Daikakuji. We went here a number of years ago actually, and oddly it was raining that time as well. And this is a really cute place to go. They have some really beautiful sort of indoor areas. I don't know how much we're going to be able to take. I think we're going to be able to take video of the outside area, which is a bit like a garden, but in the indoor areas it might be a little bit tough. But it is a lovely place to go, and you can walk here from Arashiyama station quite easily, and I think it's a pretty good place to go in the rain. This is a really lovely temple to come to when it's raining. I'm actually really glad that we came, and the reason is because there's multiple rooms here, multiple buildings, but they're all connected by sort of undercover walkways or undercover sort of tunnels and such. So you can walk around the whole complex and just take it all in. It's actually a little bit like, you know, this kind of ASMR videos that they have the rain that sort of induces the ASMR reaction. It feels a little bit like that. I don't get ASMR, I don't get the reaction from the falling rain, but maybe some of you do, and some of you like the footage that we got as we've been going around for that. And this is really beautiful. So I think if it is raining, those are the two really good things that you can do, is find a temple with lots of moss, and find a temple like this one, Daikakuji, with loads of buildings interconnected, so you can enjoy the sounds of the rain and not have to hold an umbrella up the whole time. We're looking at your feet.
Why?
because I'm showing people that we don't wear shoes when we're walking around the temple on floorboards. I'm not wearing shoes either. So when you are at temples, usually you'll have to take off your shoes. My feet are cold, I ain't gonna lie. It's really quite cold today. But if you see floorboards like this, 90% of the time you will not be able to wear shoes onto them, which is sad because there's a beautiful terrace here which looks out over a lake. It's a little bit bare today, but we can't go onto it because it's wet. Liam, try and swing a sword in here. And you hit the ceiling. Very good demonstration. We read that apparently these corridors are really low, so you cannot swing a sword in here. Liam can hardly walk in them. You definitely wouldn't be any good at trying to break into the Empress and Empress's quarters. There's a tiny little string in between the floorboards, and that's what makes the noise of it.
I think it might be, yeah.
Almost like a musical instrument. If you come here, try and walk across this corridor, this one with the steps, quietly. I am not a very gentle human, so I can hear it every time I step. Oh, I ain't doing too bad right now. Maybe I would make a ninja. Why is this floor so much colder? That's so funny. Very fancy. We is in the red one now. Oh my god. We did actually read a little bit more about all of these halls and areas. Some of them were, I think there's one over there, which was where they used to do political negotiation during the time that Kyoto was the capital. And this hall over here, I think, houses an important artifact and is not usually open. The gate all the way at the front as well is only opened when the Emperor comes here. I wonder when the last time he came here was. Amazing! And the rain stopped. This was really cool. I love this place. We almost didn't come because we've done it before, like we have come here before, but it was on the way back from our other temple that we went to, and it was just a perfect thing to stop off in. If you want to come here, it's 24 minutes on foot from Arashiyama Center. From the station, it's about 24 minutes on foot. If you want to take the bus, you can save yourself 10 minutes, but again, the bus is pretty irregular. There is actually a bus in 10 minutes that will take us back into town, but we're extremely impatient people, so we're going to do the 24-minute walk. It's going to be fine. I'm going to put my hood up though because it's pretty cold. We just walked back to sort of the main Arashiyama area, and we were going to pop into the bamboo forest, but we've been there quite a lot, so we are going to leave it for today. We just noticed just to the left of the bamboo forest entrance is a Snoopy chocolate cafe. Well, not really a cafe, it's just Snoopy chocolate shop, right? They had like Snoopy and Charlie Brown comic strips in chocolate. They were just beautiful. They were so beautiful, so cute. 1,200 yen, quite a decent amount of money, but an amazing souvenir. But anyway, that's the entrance if you want to go to Bamboo Forest. We're going to head just a little bit further down and go to a temple that we love called Tenryuji. This temple originally had another name. It was constructed around 1339. It's particularly beautiful because there's two mountains that sort of are just above it. So I think Mount Arashi, which is Arashiyama, I think, and then Mount Hamma. Can't remember the name, but anyway, two mountains that are over there. Beautiful. And the whole setting is just lovely. There's a garden in this temple, which is a historical monument, in official historical, there's like some word that they give for it, but it's a important cultural property. That's it. It's an important cultural property. And it was designed by this guy called Soseki, who also designed a few other things, I think some silk art and that kind of stuff. I should get better at the history bit, right? Vegetarians, amazing tip for you. Inside of this temple, they do some vegetarian cuisine. So there is a small restaurant serving sort of Buddhist style vegetarian cuisine, completely vegetarian, and it is absolutely beautiful, very formal, and I think it's a little bit pricey. I think I have booked before to go to it on the temple website. You might be able to do a walk up. But it's highly recommended if you're vegetarian, you come to Arashiyama. It's really amazing. At this temple you have to pay twice if you want to get into the temple and into the gardens. I think the garden is the big draw, so most people want to go there. You can just pay once if you want to go to the gardens, 500 yen. If you want to go to both temple and gardens, 800 yen per person. The reason why I always want to go to the temple though is because you get the amazing shots here of the sort of temple floorboards, the roof, and the beautiful garden. So if you want a lot of the pictures that I'm getting right now, you need to pay the 800 yen. One of the things I really love about temples in Japan is you can pick certain places to stand and see like this amazing array of right angles and sort of cubes and squares. Look at all those lines. It's perfect. Perfect perspective. Well, obviously it's a camera image, it's not a drawing. But you can see all the perspective created by all these right angles. It's really cool. This temple is another really amazing one to come in cherry blossom season. This tree here is almost certainly a cherry blossom tree, and I reckon probably everything which is bare is probably cherry blossoms, but I warn you, it's super busy in cherry blossom season. I've been here in cherry blossom season. It will not look as empty as this. So if you want the kind of serenity, winter is your best time, but you want those big pink leaves, come during cherry blossom season, get up early. They have what are these things called? Vending machines. They're called Jido Hanbaiki in Japanese, and I picked up this thing, which is a hot almond milk. It's really interesting when you buy hot things from the vending machine, which you can do in most vending machines. It's pretty easy to find out which one's hot and which one's cold. Hot ones usually have red labels, blue ones are usually cold. This is hot inside of the can, and the can is actually quite hot, which makes it quite hard to hold. I don't mind holding it. Liam finds it quite difficult. Anyway, I got hot almond milk, which is interesting. I don't hate it. I quite like it actually. It's quite an acquired taste, I think. Earlier I got Yakult Miluju, which is like a weaker Yakult. Almost like you're drinking Yakult, but like weaker. That was also really good. Didn't take any video of that because it was raining. Ow, I just hit my tooth. Well, I also got a mouthful of donut. We could do a little tour of the hot drinks. First two on the left are tea. We've got Hoji Sha first, and then green tea after that. Next one is, actually, what did I say? Poka Poka lemon. Anyway, it's hot lemon with sugar. It's really, really nice. The next two are corn soup. I don't like it. It's got sugar in it. It's not really my thing. It's not exactly sweet. It's just, it's not my thing. Next one's onion soup. Never tried. After that, almond milk, eating it just now, or drinking it just now. Very good. And then after that, we got a whole load of coffee. They're usually easy to work out because they've got coffee on them. Anything that says black will also be coffee. I'm pretty sure everything that I've seen which says black on it is coffee. The lake is pretty cloudy, but there does seem like there's a bunch of, I'm going to say koi. I don't really know many fishes from other fishes, but they are in the pond. So if you take a look, spend some time checking out the pond, you'll be able to see them. Oh look, there they go. It looks like a pike from Sword in the Stone. Do you think he loves the stream? The little stream water. Oh, it's adorable. We are walking through the garden and just seeing what paths are around. We thought this was just a loop down there. It seems like there is more to see. Oh, I've been climbing a lot today. Yeah, this is lovely. There are other places to get better views of Arashiyama, but this is pretty decent. And you get to walk around this lovely garden. That is really cool. Look, there you go, people coming in cherry blossom season. Weeping cherry. This is apparently a weeping cherry blossom. That is going to be immense during cherry blossom season. Let's see if I can find a picture, but I might not be able to find one which is royalty free or non-copyright or whatever I'm supposed to be doing. But from up to here you can get this beautiful view of the temple, but during cherry blossom season it will be massively obscured by cherry blossoms. But do you care? You're seeing cherry blossoms? Probably not. We're coming out of this exit right at the back of the garden, and the reason why we're coming out this way is because it backs onto the bamboo garden. I said that we weren't going to the bamboo grove. It's really bamboo grove. We're not going to the bamboo grove. We're just going to have a tiny, tiny peek. I will link, oh my goodness, it is awesome though. I will link to a video where I take a longer walk through the bamboo grove. Today we are just taking a peek because we're going to go and have some food. Up there, so rare, hardly ever see them in Japan. Anyway, we're just passing by the Arashiyama station, which is just amazing. Right opposite the road from there is a cute small little shopping centre which has some delicacies from the area, from Kyoto in general. It's actually pretty new, really cool. All the way up and down this road you're going to see places that are selling sweet or small things. All of it looks like a Miffy store over there. Very cute. I might have to go back that later. Really beautiful stuff. I find very rarely some of the stores are quite touristy, but mostly they're selling some really cute things. The snacks I think are the best thing. They're sort of the delicacy sort of stuff is really cool. Anyway, making our way now to a bridge. Have a look at that before going to getting some food. This bridge is incredibly old and incredibly famous. So here she is, the Togetsu-kyo Bridge. It was originally constructed at the turn of the last millennia, so somewhere around the late 800s to early 1000s, something like that. And it has a perfect view out over the mountains. If you come here during mostly leaf changing season, probably cherry blossom season, you have a beautiful view of the changing leaf colors over at the mountain over there. And it's just amazing. This is actually a reconstruction. It was reconstructed, I think, around the 1930s. A bridge made out of wood like this wouldn't survive for that many years, I don't think. But it is beautiful and a massive landmark in Arashiyama. I think they use power from the water that comes through the bridge to power the lights that are actually on the bridge. That's really amazing. So that's what I think this is showing right here. Is just how the power works, and those are the lights up there which are powered from the bridge. You'll see rickshaws all the way throughout Arashiyama, and they're a really good way to see the city actually. I mean, it's a town, more of a town. You should see people dotted throughout Arashiyama which have those rickshaw hats on. There's actually a guy directly behind me who has one, and they're usually holding out maps, and they'll sort of come up to you and sort of show you the route that they will take. They apparently also have a individual direct route through the bamboo grove, so like their own special rickshaw route that goes down through the bamboo grove, which is amazing. And they often tell you a lot about the area as well, although most of the time it'll be in Japanese. It is really amazing, and I'm telling you, if you want to get fit, becoming a rickshaw driver is the way to get fit. Those guys are built. But yeah, it's an amazing thing to do. I don't know how much it is, but it is cool. It is cool. If you do want to do it, give it a shot. We just had the most amazing meal. looked on Google to find out something that was vegetarian here in Kyoto that wasn't the place at the temple. Place at temple is really expensive. I don't think I said that earlier. And found that vegan restaurant that looked like it did sort of vegan Zen style cooking. So we went there and the guy was just amazing. The restaurant was dead. It is a weird time to eat food. It's about 4 p.m. It was 4 p.m. I think by the time we got in there, something like that. But for 2,500 yen each, we had that massive bento meal, completely vegan. Completely vegan. The owner was amazing. He was telling us all about sort of areas of Kyoto that are really important to the Japanese, things about the emperor and stuff. I was sort of getting not most, I was getting about 40% of what he said, and the rest of it he was using one of 2 iPads to translate his Japanese using Google Translate. It was brilliant. So yeah, thoroughly recommended. The owner is incredibly chatty though, so if you're not one for chatty owners, then maybe it's not for you, but it was a lovely experience. The food was really, really good. I think we're done in Arashiyama for today, so we're actually heading back to a different station. This is an Arashiyama station which is south of the river. So there are 3 Arashiyama stations. I usually say there are 2, but there are actually 3. One south of the river, one within the main sort of town, which is the one I love, and then one sort of northeast. That's the Saga Arashiyama one. We are going to the Hankyu Arashiyama station. We'll be there in a minute. Oh wow, sorry, I've left it on a very, very red setting. Everything, oh actually it does look very red.
Very orange.
It is very orange. We are back in the hotel room looking a little worse for wear. I stopped off at Starbucks on the way back. There are Starbucks everywhere here in Japan, so if you are partial to a Starbucks you can get it. I'm just getting it because I got to do some work tonight, so I want to be a little bit more awake. Oh, that's better lighting. I'm so rosy cheeked. I want to say thank you so much for coming along with us to Arashiyama. It's one of our favourite places in the whole entire world, and the temples that we went to today, I'm tired of Merlin. The temples that we went to today are some of our favourites, especially for going during when it's raining. So that Daikakuji when it's raining is just so magical, and the fact that you don't have to be out in the rain, it's just covered and all the buildings are connected is great. Tomorrow we're actually leaving Kyoto, so I don't know how much we might mull around a bit in Kyoto in the morning, but I don't think we're going to be doing anything special. I don't think. We're going to be getting a bullet train from Kyoto Station, which is not far away from here, to Hiroshima. So we're going to be staying in Hiroshima for a couple of days. But I'll tell you all about that another time. For now, I'm going to say thank you so much for coming along with us today, and I hope to see you back on the channel another time soon. Thanks again, everyone. Bye.